We're now joining Robert Eckford, CEO of Rua Gold, at location in a core sample shed at the Reefton Gold Project. Now, welcome, Robert. I know that we're not just speaking about Reefton today. We're getting a lot of updates company-wide, starting with another big appointment, your new VP of Risk, Stakeholders and Regulatory Affairs, Simon Delander. Can you first off tell us a bit about him?
Sure, yeah, we're really lucky to land Simon. He comes with actual direct experience on these Reefton deposits. I mean, his last job was with Federation Mining, now renamed to Endura, and they're a landholder next to us that are fully permitted, and Simon was the key person that got through that process. So we inherit his good community relations, his good stakeholder relations, his iwi relationships, and so he couldn't be a better person for the job. And now we're essentially on that same path of using his expertise and building both our community relationships as well as going through that permitting process, which he took Federation Mining through.
And he's not the only big appointment this year for Rua. You brought on a VP of Exploration, Emmett, to take over Reefton, freeing up your COO, Simon Henderson, to focus on Glamorgan on the North Island. So tell us overall, what do all these big appointments mean for the company?
Yeah, and it's really good being down here and getting to spend some time with Emmett after his first month in and getting his insights from. He sees the exact same sort of things we're seeing out of that Victoria, Bendigo, Ballarat region where he's worked before. And we actually did a bit of a tour as our technical team went around the Costerfield mine that Mandalay have and Fosterville and Southern Cross with their Sunday Creek. They actually just did a bit of an Australia tour to look at these exact similar style analogs in that district, gleaming some of the insights that they've got from looking underground, and now applying that back to our ground here in Reefton. And so you've got this technical expertise that's building on an exponential level, both with hiring in fresh blood as well as our team that have been here for 5 years and we're retaining them. And then at the same time, you bring in Simon Delander to actually has direct experience with the stakeholders here and getting this thing permitted in New Zealand. And he got that mine permitted in a much less permissive regime that we currently operate under in New Zealand. And so it's now all of these things are sort of, our project is going to go on steroids for a better term, because you've got more skilled people, you've got people who have done it before, and that is where we're going. We're moving from very quickly from explorer through to developer. And we're really excited about the exploration results we've got coming out. And that's why we're hiring all these appointments right now.
Well, before we get into the project updates, Robert, I know you touched on it there. Can you please refresh us about all the recent changes to New Zealand as a mining jurisdiction?
Sure. I mean, New Zealand has historically been quite slow to permit, much like the rest of the world, to be very frank. And right now, the government is on a bit of a tear to create new jobs, especially regional growth and regional jobs. And mining is an amazing vehicle for that. And so we're in a jurisdiction here in New Zealand where they have a 6-month permitting regime called the fast track process. And for projects of significant or national significance, you can qualify for that. And because we're a gold-antimony type deposit, because we're going to employ hundreds of people, because we have very light environmental footprint, because of the high grades we're experiencing, we tick all of these boxes to be a perfect fit for that fast track process. And so we're looking like a shoo-in, and I don't want to guarantee it, but we're looking very confident of being qualifying for that fast track process that's enabled here.
Well, fingers crossed on that. And now turning to the big juicy question, can you give us all the updates and next steps on Reefton in the South Island and Glamorgan in the north?
Sure. I mean, starting with Glamorgan, because I just was up in the North Island just for the last couple of days before coming down here, and we're really excited. We're having good feedback from the government on that drill permit that we're waiting for. So some good back and forth communications ongoing at the moment. We're very optimistic that we'll be drilling before the end of the year. And so that's an amazing catalyst. A lot of our shareholders are really holding out for the Glamorgan drill program. And so we're looking like we're on track for a Q4 drill program to kick off there. And then Reefton, I mean, we're down here. I'm surrounded by core boxes. The guys are pulling out core from the 3 rigs every single day. And that resource development is ticking along really nicely. We've come out and said we're going to triple our resource. We aim for the general Reefton resource to be close to 600,000 to 700,000 ounces by the end of the year. and we're well on track for that. Auld Creek is our starter mine. That is where we've come out and said that little project within Reefton will be our starter of around 300,000 to 500,000 ounces, and that's what we're looking to put into the fast track regime. So you've got to look forward, and you've got permits coming in the Glamorgan district, and that's world-class undrilled epithermals. Then you've got resource refresh happening at the end of the year for Reefton, which then sets us up for the permitting regime that is one of the best in the world right now. So a lot of news, a lot of catalysts, and very exciting times ahead.
And looking forward to covering it all with you. Thanks for today.
Thanks so much.